We're doing it. Another impromptu blueprint stream. And I have no idea if you guys are receiving video game volume. Well, I did call it impromptu, so why wouldn't it? Oh, okay, here we go. There it is. All right. So, I haven't had the most fun or productive Monday, but because of that, I feel like playing my comfort game Blueprints and trying to get a trophy. So that's what I'm going to attempt after I put out some stuff on social media so that I feel like I'm doing stuff properly. If there is anyone in chat, how's it going tonight? How's your Monday going? I should be kinder to myself. It wasn't a completely unproductive Monday. I did learn things, just didn't accomplish exactly what I wanted to, which I had overshot on purpose anyway, but I got even less done than I expected to. Because I basically tried to do something, got a bit of a ways into it, and then realized, oh, I should have done this a completely different way. Oh, well, thank you for hopping in, and also for subscribing. I'm not a mimic. All right. So I have one goal tonight, and that is getting the well, my current bigger goal is getting 8 trophies so that I can purchase the blue tents thing in the Mount Holly gift shop. And the way to do that is by getting 8 trophies. And the trophy that I think I am closest to getting at the moment, or might have the easiest time getting, or the one that I'm going to try tonight, at least, is the trophy for winning the Drafting Strategy Sweepstakes, which apparently is you have to draft 20 dead end rooms in a single run. It doesn't say that on here, but the Drafting Strategy Sweepstakes, I think it's in the back of the volume 5, and it says the last record was 19. So if you get higher than that, you'll get the trophy. You'll win the sweepstakes. Hey Goofin, welcome to the chat. The first night that I tried to get 20 dead end rooms in a single run, I got 19. I was so close. And then the second day I tried it, I got 15, I think. My voice is really quiet. Yeah, things got screwed up and moved around. Oh, well, actually, I know why. It's because I've been doing recording. How is that now? That looks like it's probably a little better. Come up a little more. And I'll even bring up the headset audio since this game is pretty quiet. Okay. So, yeah. Apologies for anyone who is straining to hear me, but yeah, I'm going to try and draft 20 dead end rooms in a run, which seems simple, but when you consider that there are 45 rooms, that means almost half of them have to be dead ends, but you need to be able to, like, you can't just draft a dead end every time you see one because then your run will end. But I have some strategery in mind. Like, if I draft at least 2 dead ends each row, like my strategy the other night was, okay, if I draft 2 dead ends each row, then at least 2 dead ends each row, then I should be fine. But drafting 2 dead ends each row proved a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So now I'm wondering if I need to take a different tact. The tomb was what I had out here when I got to 19. So I don't know if that helped. I also don't know how they're counting them because I thought I had fewer than 19 that day by my count, and then the following day I thought I had more than 16 or 15 or 16. I can't remember what it was. So I don't know if just having the tomb on the grounds affects the number at all, but we shall see what happens. Like, part of me thinks maybe if I just try to draft dead ends on the edges, if I see the furnace, is it the furnace that? No, the furnace gives you more red rooms. There's a red room that gives you more dead end rooms, and I can't remember which it is. Not the maid's quarters. The maid's quarters. Oh, I can look this. In the directory, red rooms. Okay, so none of them specifically say that you'll get more dead end rooms. There is something, though, that makes dead end rooms more common. I can't remember if it's like a blessing in the shrine or something else. The stars, that's right. There is a constellation in the observatory that, for the most part, you want to avoid because it makes dead end rooms pop up more often, but for something like this, that might be exactly what I want to see. So, regardless, let's get into it. This. I like the idea of trying to, like, draft the dead ends on the edges, because that keeps them from clogging things up in the middle. But there are also some rooms on the edges that are very useful for, like, moving forward, like the West End and East, the West and East halls, and the Secret Garden. Oh, watch streak. Thanks, Goofin. How's your Monday going, Goofin? Did I do everything? Yeah, I turned off the security and stuff. See, I could draft the hallway closet now, but I feel like that's a trap. My goal, I think, is to try to get as many redraft dice as I can early on, and also just get a bunch of places where I can draft off of, because then, so maybe I do want to get that, because there's usually a redraft dice die in the hallway closet. Nah, I'm gonna stick to the strategy that I've been thinking about. Also, with the tomb, if I get the guest bedroom, since I turned it into the Geist bedroom, that'll give me 6 redraft dice. It's been a Monday, but all good. How was your day? My day was okay. I was up until midnight last night because I was releasing a new song, which that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this stream, was to mention that. I released a new song on Bandcamp, iandoherty.bandcamp.com, The Song of the Sunken Dead, which is appropriate enough for having the tomb on the grounds. Over on twitch.tv/themdave, where Goofin and I have both been in RPG streams. We're currently playing, or they're currently playing, I'm guesting in it right now, a game called Sailing Dead Seas, which is using the Morkborg system. It's like a post-apocalyptic system that's very rules light. And the story is basically that like a pirate ship sailing in the Underdark is going on adventures and stuff, and like the most recent episode they got transported to the Fallout universe, and so I decided to start guesting as an original character in the Fallout universe, a ghoul doctor named Dr. Felspar. One thing that the other players don't know yet is that his credentials may or may not be dubious. I hope none of them are watching it, because I'd love to get their like live reactions on stream. But I've had this idea that like if anyone asks like, so doctor, how do we know you're a real doctor? My character is just gonna say, well, I woke up in a hospital, so I figured I was a doctor, right? What was I doing? Yeah, just drafting. Drawing room, let's hit that. But yeah, so Dave, the DM, and the guy who runs the stream over at Salt Circle RPG on twitch.tv/themdave, he commissioned me to write a theme for the game, which he's done that for several of his games, and I really appreciate it because, one, it gets me some actual like soundtrack work, which I've been wanting to do more of, and 2, he's always got different games going on his channel, and so it gives me a chance to really explore different styles and stuff. Like I wrote a cyberpunk theme for one of the games. I wrote a more like swashbuckling type pirate theme for one of the games. But this one, since it took place in the Underdark and had darker vibes, thank you, Goofy, that's so kind of you to say. He wanted something that like had those like seafaring vibes, but also spoke to like the Underdark vibes as well. And so I wrote one thing that was a little bit more sprightly, and he was like, it doesn't really give me those like Underdark vibes. And I had written another theme that I was like, oh, this might, is this straying too far into like Pirates of the Caribbean territory? Because that also is like a pirate horror type thing. But it was this, and also I was like, is this going to be too moody or melancholy? But I sent him the second theme, and he was like, no, that actually fits it perfectly. Let's do that one. So I put together this 24-second theme called Song of the Sunken Dead, where, do I get the observatory now? And hope that I get the, you know what, I think I am going to get the observatory now, because that'll also give me redrafts. But yeah, so I wrote this short theme that has those kind of like sea shanty vibes, but also had that dark like horror vibe to it. And I had just come up with a name, Song of the Sunken Dead, because I wanted, like, it had a kind of shanty vibe to it, and I wanted to feel like, oh, this is a melody you would have heard them like singing on ships or playing on instruments in the universe that Dave is running this game in. And then after that, I was like, Yeah, but what if it was really a song? What would the words to that song be? Like what would words set to this melody sound like? And that was where the song that I released today came from. I turned it, what was it, 24-second idea into a like 3-minute and 15-second long song. And it also gave me an opportunity to flex my muscles when it came to I'm gonna hold off on the hallway classics. If I can draft it off a hallway, then I might get something extra. But what was I saying? Yeah, I've always been wanting to try doing more orchestral stuff, because in the past year I started using my DAW, my digital audio workstation, more, and wanting to compose more using it. And so I have a friend, Aaron, who's actually mixing the Mosaic Mind album I've been working with on a bunch of different music stuff, and he recommended the BBC the BBC Orchestra Sound Library to me as a sound library like you can use in a DAW, and like you write the notes using MIDI, and it plays back using the sounds recorded by the BBC Orchestra. And so I tried a few things out with that where I was clearly out of my depth, and like he gave me some feedback on that stuff and was like, okay, you may want to try this or that or the other thing. And it was feeling a little overwhelming. And I also am notoriously bad at just doing reps of things. Like, I'm never been good at practice unless I'm doing it with other people. And you know what, I'll do this now. If I'm doing like an actual job, or I have an actual purpose for whatever I'm trying to do. Like, there was a song in one of the bands I used to be in, Lee Terrace, where I was like, I want to get better at arpeggios. I could sit around and practice arpeggios, but my ADHD brain doesn't like that. So I'm just going to write arpeggios into this song. And I don't know that I got very much better at arpeggios, but I got better at them in that song. And so with this, I was like, oh, this is an opportunity, kind of like, again, trying to use something like Pirates of the Caribbean as inspiration without just straight up ripping off Hans Zimmer or Klaus Badelt. I wanted to try my hand at making something that sounded more classical and orchestral, because I've always wanted to write that sort of stuff, like since I was a little kid. I think I said in one of the posts today, like since, like, I think the first movie soundtrack I really latched onto and was like, oh, I love not just the songs, like, because there were Disney movies, of course, and like songs that I loved in those, but the soundtrack part of it was the Lion King soundtrack. I think I got that for my birthday when I was like 5 years old, and I loved listening to the songs, but I also loved listening to the score, the wordless music, or not wordless necessarily, because it also had the I think is it the chants in Swahili in Lion King? I believe that's what they are. But the score, the stuff that wasn't just like the big musical numbers, and fell in love with that. And then like another big touchstone for me was Lord of the Rings, of course. I'm gonna start doing my redraws and see if I can get another dead end. Nope. Okay. I'll do... Well, I don't want to waste them. I don't want to waste all my redraws. And the gymnasium I turned off, so I won't get the bad effects of that. Let's do the lab. The kennel would be really nice this early on, but also the kennel might be nice coming up from the entrance hall. Let's do the laboratory, because that's another thing that even if I don't get the 20 dead-end rooms, I might be able to accomplish something else through the lab. I think I have one, like I've been trying to get through removing crates from the tunnel, but there are a ton down there. I think I have one letter left to be delivered to the mailroom. So let's do that. And I know that I'm going to be unlocking or bypassing a security door at some point in this. So that should be a guarantee. But yeah, so I've always wanted to do like more traditional soundtrack work. Not solely that. Like, I really love the different styles and stuff I've gotten to explore, particularly through the stuff I've written for the games on Salt Circle RPG. But I also just love traditional orchestral music. I have a friend who plays, I have a couple friends actually who play in a local orchestra, and I make a point of going to their performances every chance I can get, because like I love hearing live orchestra on top of that. It's like there's nothing like it. Do I backtrack now and then start moving forward? I think I'm gonna backtrack now and then start moving forward, because what I'm looking for now is security, so that I can ensure my run doesn't come to an end too early. Do I hit observatory again? Observatory would give me another star for redraws. It's risky though, because after that I only have one other thing. Oh man. And I'm already not doing a great job with my whole draft 2 dead ends every row. Like I've got 2 on this row, but only 1 on the bottom row. Let's do the observatory and see if we can get the skull constellation. Nope. In fact, that gives me more 4-door rooms, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, because again, I do need to be able to move forward, and those will give me more doors to draft off of. It's just also there are a lot of negative effect 4-door rooms, as I've discovered in the past couple runs I've done. Like the weight room. Should I start redrawing now just to get the... No, you know what? I'm going to do the passageway. Even though I won't be able to draw off one of these rooms. Or I could do the weight room real early and count on... I'm going to... Decisions. But yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, head over to iandoherty.bandcamp.com and listen to The Song of the Sunken Dead. You should be able to listen to it for free, and if you like it and feel like throwing $1 or $2 my way, you can purchase it there for download. Okay, I'm going with this. And because 4-door rooms are more common today, I should be getting a 4-door room off of this. Yeah. So now I have more chances to draft dead ends. I'm still not sure if the garage is considered a dead end. Actually, let me just look that up now. There's got to be a list of dead end rooms, right? ends. Attic, nursery, bunk room, planetarium, chamber of mirrors, clock tower. Where's the garage? Garage is considered a dead end. Sweet. Okay. Okay. I'm still looking for security as well. Let's see if I can get the garage over here. Some other dead end. There's the garage. Sweet. And I could actually go out to the tomb right now and gather up some of the money there. I don't think I need it right now, and I don't have the running shoes, so it'll use up steps. And if I'm going to draft the weight room, then I gotta hold on to as many steps as I can. Also still looking for security. What would be great is if I got security right here and it pointed downward, because then I could easily draft a dead end room downward. I want to draft any of these rooms, but they're not quite what I'm looking for. I'm gonna do the weight room now, and hope to God that it doesn't bite me in the ass. Let's draft downwards. Well, I don't have any redrafts though. So if I don't get a dead end, then I'll be disappointed. Indoor nursery. This is one of, I still can't believe I upgraded this to the indoor nursery because it hasn't been very useful. Although today it might be useful. Don't need to go in there right now because I don't think there's any gems in there to start. Are there? No, there are no gems in here to start off with. So I just wasted some steps. Great. Love it. Love wasting steps. Okay. And I don't have security yet, so I cannot get through this door yet. Things are not looking great for Homestar Runner. Okay, but I have 3 different doors that I can draft off of, and I have plenty of keys. So, hopefully, I'll be able to find the security. Let's redraw. Yeah, let's do the Cloister of Mila. Or do I want to do the pantry? And yeah, let's do the Cloister of Mila. One of the nice things is on my previous run, I got the I can't remember what they call it. Like it's a spray can, and you can use it to get rid of a room for a week. And I got rid of the archives, which is good because that is a 4-door room, but when you get it, it obscures one of your 3 draft picks every time you draft. So I prefer not to have to deal with that, and I got rid of it for a week, so I won't be seeing it on this run. Do I want to try drafting off the other rooms before I do this. Yeah. Show me security. I could do the coat check. That's a... Let's do coat check. Although I'm running low on gems. The rotunda would have been nice. I'm gonna do coat check. And get the treasure map. I got that treasure map at the end of a run, and I'm like, the treasure chests always contain like gems or gold, so or coins, I should say. So getting it at the end of a run when I can't use that stuff on anything isn't really useful. Okay, let's go back to this passageway. Man, I'm running low on steps. Hallways, not bad. I already drafted the hallway closet. Let's do this and see what we can get from that locked trunk. Okay, it's a gem. That's useful. Dead end room? Yeah, let's get the planetarium. Oh, but we're still not seeing security. I didn't look into the cloister and see if... I know that the room across is a security door. I don't know if the room to the right is. If it is, then the planetarium will end my run. I'm gonna risk it. I like to live dangerously, and nothing... Not American. You were telling me, I feel like, that you can get items in this front row, and I haven't seen any yet for any time I've drafted the planetarium. I wonder if you have to have a certain number of stars before this starts happening. Okay. Where does this treasure map go anyway? Oh, it goes to right where I'm about to draft, if I can draft. Okay, it's a door. We're good. Okay. Do I risk drafting downward? I could still get the security somewhere down. I mean, if the door this room goes to is a security door, then I'm screwed either way. But okay, it's not. Salt shaker, important. If I can find some food. Oh yeah, treasure map. Now I just need a shovel. Damn it. Okay. Let's see. Already got the breakfast nook. Okay. That will end things. Let's do... we're getting a lot of green rooms. I rarely feel like I get a shovel from the workshop So I think I might draft the veranda and hope that I find like the security card or a shovel. Shovel! Yes. Okay. The run is still alive, because hopefully I can... No. Give me some food. Give me a root vegetable. I know they exist. I'm not going to waste steps backtracking, though. Let's see if I can get security down here. Pantry will give me food, so that's useful. Okay. I would love to draft that lavatory, but I can't do it. If only apples were extra delicious today. Can I draft security? I should be able to draft security down here. So I gotta try. Geist bedroom. Oh, I want to draft that, but I need the security room. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, because the only door upwards I have right now is a security door. So I gotta see if I could risk the spare bedroom and hope that there's a security card there. But then the only thing that'll keep this run going is security. One more, and then dining room would technically keep things going, but that doesn't get me through the security door. I'm gonna draft it and see if it just randomly wants to give me the security card. I could keep redrawing, but then the next time I get the observatory, I won't have redraws. I don't think that's worth it at this point. How many dead-end rooms do I have even? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm already halfway up, more than halfway up. I'd have to get another 14 dead-end rooms in this upper section. I do have the planetarium, and I can get back there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could draw twice. No, for security. Commissary could have the security card for sale. No, probably not. Nope. Okay, let's draw the mailroom. And I never even got the freaking letter. Oh well. Oh wait, if I had done the kennel, then I would have been able to dig the holes in the kennel makes it so that anytime you dig in a room, it unlocks all the doors, regardless of if there are a key lock or a security door lock. So if I had drafted the kennel right then, I could have gone back up to the Cloister of Mila and unlocked the security door by digging. But who knows how long it would have lasted. Hey, Kirk. Welcome to the stream. I am attempting a difficult part of this game, which is try to draft 20 dead-end rooms. You know what? I'm gonna dig in here, see if I can get some food for safety. just gonna give me terrible stuff. Yeah, I am trying to win the drafting sweepstakes by drafting 20 dead-end rooms on a single run. And unfortunately, this is not that run. Because I've come upon a security door that I cannot get through because I don't have a security card or the security room. Have you played any of Blueprints, or have you watched any of it? This has become my comfort game in my time of struggle. Holy crap! Is there just trash in all of these dug holes I'm digging up? Give me something. Wow. They really just said, fuck you, Ian. We're gonna give you the shovel, but you're not gonna be able to get anything from it. Screw you too. Screw you, game. As I just... Screw you, game, I say as I call it my comfort game. Okay. Let's get there. Let's get to the planetarium and get those 2 stars back. Because if I end my day here, then I gain 2 stars. And so I will have those for the redraft stuff. So I'm going to call it there, and then I will going to... That wasn't a very long run, so I'll try another one, see what I can do. 4 tomorrow rooms, 4 green rooms. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I was going to get 20 dead ends rooms, but yeah, so to bring you up to speed, Kurt, I have made it to room 46 a long time ago, and so now I'm doing more of the post reaching room 46 stuff, which is learning more of the story and trying to get... Someone asked me the other day, oh, so you're trying to 100% the game? I'm like, I'm not trying to 100% the game. I'm just like, I want to learn the entire story. And then as I've played more and more, I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to learn the entire story unless I 100% the game. So I guess that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I really enjoy this game. I have never been... well, roguelikes have always been a tough sell for me, just because... similar to something I was saying earlier this stream, and conversations I've had with you, Kurt, doing stuff over and over again is like torture to me sometimes, particularly when it comes to stuff like practicing music or like just any everyday monotony that makes my ADHD brain go like, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't know, applying to a bunch of different jobs and not hearing back. But I really enjoy this game because I feel like even when... first of all, each run feels new. Second of all, like, I love Hades, but I'm just never been a combat game person. So doing the grind in a game like that, I just ran out of steam. Whereas something like this, it's puzzles, it's logic, all that sort of stuff. That's a bit more my wheelhouse. Do I want the blessing or do I want the shelter? Yeah, or do I want the tool shed? Let's do the shelter, because that'll also give me an extra gem. I find I like roguelikes, but what I like is doing all the thinking about possible options and combinations. Hades is the exception to what I typically like. It is just that good. It just is that good. Yeah, no, Hades is a phenomenal game, and to be fair, I put like 43 hours into that game, but I hit a point where I realized, oh, if I want to make it any further in this game, I'm gonna have to really put in some time to like get better at it. And I was just like, I don't know if I can do that. Is there anything I need to check here? No. I think we're good. Because radiation monitor won't go off unless we get the lab and trigger an experiment. I don't think there's anything I need to do on the network right now. Yeah, this game is very good, Kurt. I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't do a ton after I beat the main game. Not as into the grinding for harder difficulties forever and a lot of roguelikes. Yeah, it's not for me. Okay, do I do a dead end now? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. I also, like, I made the utility closet commonplace. Like, each room, for those who haven't played, each room has a rarity. And they range from, it's commonplace, standard, unusual, and rare. And utility closet, I think, is standard or unusual, but I was able to make it commonplace, and it's just, like, it's right there in the name. It's such a useful room that, like, I do not regret making it commonplace. It just can do so many things for you. Specifically, if I find the security room and I've already turned the keycard system off, that means I can set it so that all the security doors are unlocked when the keycard system is off. So I don't have to find a security card or anything. I can just walk through those doors fine. I also can turn off the gymnasium, which takes away steps every time you walk through it, but if it's turned off, that effect is no longer active. You can also turn the dark room back on, although that one's a little trickier because you have to walk into the dark room first for its effect to trigger, and then so then I'd have to backtrack and turn it back on, even though I have it set to the on position right now. And then also the garage, it turns on the garage door opener in the garage so that you can use that as a shortcut back to the grounds, which can be very useful, particularly if you're making a lot of trips to the outer room, if it's one that you like, that you would need to go back to for whatever reason, or to other stuff on the grounds. Okay. I also was talking, Kurt, earlier about, speaking of music, since I kind of made a passing reference to it, I put out a song today on my Bandcamp, iandoherty.bandcamp.com. It's a song I wrote for one of Dave's games over on his Twitch channel, and it's a spooky sea shanty that I think you might enjoy. Okay, okay. Trying to do this drafting dead ends thing is tough. Okay, yeah, let's draft this way. I'm gonna draft the hallway closet. So hopefully that gives me a redraft die. Yes. I think this room almost always gives you a redraft die. Or at least the redraft die and the key, I think, are the items I see give me most often. You can't combine the compass and the magnifying glass, can you? No. Yeah. Goofin, I think you asked me ages ago, how was my day? And I don't know, or I think I might have gotten into it. I've been trying to do more video editing stuff lately, but I was initially using Clipchamp, which is not great, but it was like, okay, it's simple enough to use. And then they updated Clipchamp, and they were like, hey, if you want to access your projects, they have to be like on the cloud or whatever, or if you want to save projects. I can't remember what it was exactly, but I was just like, between that and also like after it updated, I just couldn't access my old projects. I was like, screw this, I'm no longer using Clipchamp. I'm finally going to download DaVinci Resolve, the free version, and teach myself that. And it is a much better program than Clipchamp, but it is also less intuitive. So it's been a little bit of a process learning how to use that. And today I was trying to edit the podcast that my friend Cleo and I have been working on, and I initially was just like, okay, I just got to add images to this now. But then I remembered, oh wait, as I was listening back to it, I was like, oh wait, there are these parts that her audio dropped out. I should try to edit the audio back in. And then I realized, like an hour after trying to figure out how to edit the audio back in using DaVinci, I was like, oh, I should have just put this video into my DAW first and edited the audio that way, because it's a lot simpler, and then actually started editing the video and putting in images and stuff. So basically all the work I did, not all of the work I did today was a waste, because I still have those images, and I'll just have to put them back in after I edit the audio in a separate program and then import it back into DaVinci. But yeah, it was frustrating to realize a lot of the work I had done today was not going to stick, as it were. Video edits are time consuming and to lose access to files. That sucks. I use Adobe Premiere Pro at work, and that was a lot to learn, and I barely have started learning to do a basic video, so I totally feel you on your work. Yeah, like, editing is the most time consuming part of any, like, media, and thankfully, I think there was only one video project I was working on still, like, that I hadn't released when when Clipchamp updated, so I didn't lose a bunch of stuff. Most of the video projects I had in there, I had already like finished the videos and put them up on YouTube. So it was like, okay, just if I ever want to do anything with those again, I just won't be able to. But yeah, it is still just like I'm not going to go on a rant about all the stuff being stored on the cloud that Microsoft is pushing. I'm not going to do it. Of that we shall not speak. I can't remember what it is, what the term is, but I remember in Latin class in high school we were learning about like Roman orators, and there was a term specifically for when an orator would draw attention to a subject by saying, oh, we shall not speak of it. I really enjoy it editing, but never feel I'm not rushed to get it done for the boss's deadline. Same, like, and I'm in these situations, I'm my own boss, and it's just like, I feel like I could be doing this so much more quickly, or I feel like this needs to be done sooner. Well, this isn't really going to do much for me. Let's do the bacon and eggs and the key, because I need more keys. Yeah, Kurt, I'm not a fan of the whole forcing cloud storage thing. I can't remember who it was, like where I first saw it, but there's that meme of Hank Hill from King of the Hill, and someone rewrote it just to say, like, no, I do not want to save it to OneDrive. I want it to save it to my hard drive on my computer in my house. You know what? Let's do the commissary. I'm not getting a ton of dead ends, but I feel like there's actually a lot of opportunities later on. And I kind of shot myself in the foot last time by not having enough resources to drop on. Or I could redraw. Or I could do chapel. Let's do chapel. I don't know what I'm doing. All strategy has gone out the window. I'm just drafting on vibes. Drafting strategy, man? No, you just gotta go with the flow. See what happens. There's no observatory. Here's where I am going to redraw and try. There's security. Okay. Let's do that, even though I won't be able to draft off of it, because now I don't have to worry about a security door ending my run. I can also see if there's anything I left behind, and I haven't. Security is one of my favorite rooms in the entire game, because it's another very useful room. And I was able to get rid of, or actually I want this to be high now, because if I'm just going to be able to walk through them, then I want there to be a lot of them rather than key-based doors. So, keycard system is currently offline. I made it so that the security doors are unlocked when they're offline. We can proceed. Okay. Alright. See, now, does it count a room as a dead end if you can't draft off of it? I don't think so. Okay, let's go up and connect ourselves to the foundation. And this might actually be a good place to put the dark room. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go back to the den and start drafting off that, because one of the strategies I do follow is trying to draft the lower rooms, as many of the lower rooms as I can before getting into the upper rooms, because they're typically rarer rooms in the upper area, and you want to have as many resources as you can. So let's go back down to the breakfast nook. I'm not super oh, wait, actually I have the shelter, so I don't even have to worry about losing money to the chapel. Ha! Okay, let's see what we can get off of this. I could do coat check. That'd be another dead end. I haven't drafted too many yet. See, the other thing I'm thinking about geometrically is like, okay, how do I maximize the amount of places that I can draft a dead end? I think I am going to do the code check here. And there's nothing in it currently because I took that treasure map out and didn't put it back because I would have used up too many steps and be able to end my day in the planetarium. I write very long sentences in my writing, and I tend to generate very long sentences in my speech as well. I often like to call myself an essayist. I try so hard and get so far, but in the end, we're not going to go there. I'm going to stop myself there. Essay from the French for to try. Oh, and I'm also protected from the dark room because of the shelter. That's right. Okay. Let's go this way. Do I have I don't have a shovel yet. So there's always one, at least one, maybe two piles to dig here in the foundation. Okay, I could draft dead end here. And maybe I will. Because I've got 2 places I can draft off of. There are sometimes items left on this desk. Alas, not today. Okay, yeah, let's do this. I need to get me some keys. Oh, the Geist bedroom. It'll only give me 2 redraft dice today, since I don't have the tomb, but that's still useful. Commissary might be useful too. Yeah, you know what? I'm wondering if part of the strategy with the dead end stuff is like drafting as many of the non-dead end rooms early so that you can just knock them all out towards the end. Sledgehammer's useful. I'm doing decent on gems, so I won't spend money on that yet. But the running shoes are really useful. Occasionally save steps when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds, particularly the grounds. Running, like, because there are a bunch of different spaces you can go to on the grounds, but if you have the running shoes, you don't really lose like any steps going between them, which is really nice. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Just for safety's sake, I've got a bunch of money. I can afford the gems. Okay, let's go up from the dark room so that I can ensure maximum connectivity. Now I cannot draft a dead end off of the dark room. Okay, so I can redraw, or I can draw the tunnel. Because if I do either of these, that'll close off my loop and I'll have to end again. I'm going to redraw and see if I can get something better. Drawing room. That's a good room to get. Drawing room. I can get a gem from the safe. And it also allows me to redraw whatever rooms I get off of here. Let's do the parlor, because I gotta get over here and start filling up the space down here. Although classroom will give me a redraft, and I don't really need the gems at the moment. Yeah, let's save the parlor for when we're hurting on gems. You may draw new floor plans 1 time for each drafting room. That symbol is for a drafting room. And do I have any others currently? I have the drawing room, so I'll be able to redraft twice at the very least. Yeah, let's do the classroom. Also get an apple in here, so that's nice. Oh, I need some keys too, I guess. Let's do I redraw? I think I want to do the corridor, because whatever I can draft off of the corridor, as long as this isn't locked. These are security locked, but I have the shelter and I also have security, so I don't really have to worry about that. But maybe I can get a 4-way doorway? Cloister Amila. There we go. That's what I like to see. Do I have a shovel? No. Damn. Okay. So, let's draw down, and I'm gonna redraw until I get a dead end. Geist bedroom, sweet. Means I've left this room purposely untidy, which means I got this hall pass. I won't lose steps traveling between two adjoining hallways. I rarely have two adjoining hallways in this game. Hallways drafted from an adjoining hallway do not cost gems to draft, which can be really useful if you're drafting another like 4-way intersection. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Do I want to? I don't want to. Do I redraw and see if I can get like? What are the other 4-way intersections left in this game? There's the passageway, which costs 2 gems, or there's the weight room, and the archives I already got rid of with the spray can. Passageway would be really nice. Let's see if I can get it. Dining room is also useful. Let's do the dining room because I had my issues last time with steps. So this will make it a little nicer if I do draft the weight room off of here perhaps. But it's locked. Okay. We gotta get some keys or else this run is going to come to an end very quickly. Oh, we could get keys in the walk-in closet, but I'm gonna redraw. Let's see if I can go down further. Parlor. Okay. This feels like a good place for the parlor. Because if I can get to the west wing, then I can, or east wing? East wing. East, west, no, west wing. I had it right the first time. Then I can get the garage, which will have keys in it. But if I get the garage up here, that'll block off this entire lower area from being able to draft any dead-end rooms. I don't know. We're just having fun. A box that displays the word true is false. A box that displays the word gems is empty. The white box is true and does not contain gems. So, for anyone who isn't familiar with the parlor puzzle, there will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within. The other 2 are always empty. And I also upgraded the room so it has 3 gems instead of just 2 gems in it. So, the puzzle in this room is always different, but it is always a logic puzzle involving which of these boxes is true and which of these boxes is false. And significantly, the gems are not necessarily in the true box. That is important to remember. So, the white box is true and does not contain gems. Let's assume that this is true. So then the white box would have to be true as well. A box that displays the word gems is empty. Okay, that could be true. If these are both true, though, then this would have to be false. A box that displays the word true is false. That would be false if both of these are true. So I think, yeah, a box that displays the word true is false. That is false. But that we know. Hold on. Is this a circular logic one? Or, because... Yeah, hold on. Because the other thing I got to think about is, where is it telling us the gems are? Because sometimes things might make sense, but not necessarily, like, sometimes figuring out, oh, how do we eliminate possibilities that tell us where the gems are more closely? That is the way to get to the end, rather than just pure logic. So the white box is true and does not contain gems. So if both of these are true, then they'd be saying that the gems are in this box. And if this is false, it's true, right? Which would then make it false. Like, this is the thing is, like, when it comes to those sort of circular logic things, okay, so let's start from the other direction. Box that displays the word true is false. So for this to be true, then the black box would have to be false, because it couldn't be false itself. Or else it would create not my brain kept wanting to say paradigm, but it is paradox. That is the word I was looking for. Okay, the white box. So if this is false, then the white box is also false. And the gems would have to be in the white box. So I think that actually works, because the other way you get stuck in a logic paradox here. But if this one's true, and these are both false, that fits the parameters of the puzzle. And that tells us that the white box is true and does not contain gems. That's false. And a box that displays the word gems is empty. That's also false. That means this box has the gems in it. Aha! Almost had me there. Okay. Garage. Garage. Keys. I'm probably not going to get the dead end trophy this time, but at least I won't end my run early, which honestly is less satisfying to me than not getting a trophy. Yeah, let's see if we can get the weight room off of here. Or we can do another observatory, that's fine too. Or we could do the indoor nursery, because that would be a dead end. I think I'm going to do the observatory to get a star back. And get all this shit too. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today, so I should be able to get the weight room and get some additional things to draft off of. Doors. Do I want to close off this path? I don't know if I'm gonna get it on this one, guys. How many dead end rooms do I have right now? Not a whole ton. And I've just locked myself out of 5 spaces where I could have drafted them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd have to get This would be 7, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'd have to do the impossible, which would be to draft a dead end room in every single one of those spaces. So perhaps that isn't what we're doing today. Was there something else that I was trying for? I can't remember. There is also a room that I have in the draft pool now that I imagine is at like the maximum rarity. The throne room. I have not seen it yet. So I'm actually gonna stop trying to get the dead end stuff and just try to keep this run alive for as long as possible, and then finish off the stream when this run ends. Thanks for hanging out, for the people who have hung out. Hopefully my color commentary has been enjoyable. I need keys. Let's go to the trophy room. And that ringing bell means dinner has been served in the dining room. See, look at all my pretty trophies that I've gotten so far. This is a good thing to have towards the end of the stream. I can show off my trophies. And the 7 that I do currently have. Full house trophy, award for drafting a room in every single open slot of your house. That was very satisfying one to get. Okay. Bullseye trophy, awarded for solving 40 dartboard puzzles. The dartboard puzzles are math puzzles, and they're not based on actual darts rules. It's like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division stuff based on colors and where they're placed on the... Fun early on, and then they start introducing new rules without telling you what those are supposed to be, so you got to just figure them out through trial and error. It was ultimately very satisfying when I did finally get that trophy. That's the most recent one I got. Logical trophy, awarded for winning 40 parlor games, like the one we just did. I got so far without missing one, and then around like number 37 or 38, I miscalculated, and I didn't open the box with the gems, which was unfortunate. Trophy of Invention, awarded for creating all 8 contraptions in the workshop. The contraptions are pretty fun, but I don't think about them that much now. The 8 trophy, or the Infinity Trophy, awarded for solving 8 puzzles in room 8 on rank 8. That one, once you figure out how to get to room 8, was pretty straightforward. The Inheritance Trophy, awarded for reaching room 46. The Trophy of Wealth, awarded for buying out the showroom's entire stock. That was harder than I thought it was going to be, because like I've got a 73 allowance now. I start off every day with 73 coins, but not only do you have to buy everything in the showroom, which the showroom has more expensive items, so they start at like 20 coins, and like the most expensive thing in there is 80 coins. But then after you buy all those things, which probably puts you down like 150 coins, then you have to buy the trophy, which is another 100 coins. They don't tell you that. And I think that's all 7 of the trophies that I have so far. Yeah. And if I get 8, then I can get the blue tents upgrade in the Mount Holly gift shop. But I don't think I'm getting that 8th trophy tonight. Especially if I run out of keys. And Great Hall has 7 locked doors, so you know where I'm not going. Do I want the Rotunda or the Solarium? Solarium is cool because you get more unusual, but Rotunda gives you more places to go. I think I'm going to backtrack to the dining room and eat, and then... Or you know what? I'm going to draft off the Cloister Mila first and see if I can get the weight room. And then I'm going to eat at the dining room because the weight room takes away half of my steps. So if I eat before it, then it'll take away half of the stuff that I just ate. But if I eat after it, then I don't lose any of that. And it's not going to give me the weight room now. It's going to be like, oh, you actually want the bad room now? We're not going to give it to you because that's the way this room works. This game works. Yeah, let's do the passageway. And weight room. There it is. Okay. So lose half my steps. Oh, I'm protected from it because of the fucking shelter. I keep forgetting that I have the shelter. So none of this matters. I mean, it would have mattered if I had drafted another red room before the weight room, but I didn't. So I am going to grab this, but as you can see, dinner has been served, but it's the lemon glazed salmon, and if I have an aquarium in my house, it'll give me 10 more steps. So I'm not going to eat that yet on the off chance that I draft the aquarium in one of the next rooms. We're getting close to the end of the run, so how much any of this really matters is up to one's interpretation. But it's satisfying to like trigger those bonuses and stuff. Okay. Locked. I'm out of keys. This is the worst. Let's draft off of here and see. Nope. Okay. What about off here? Hey. Okay. Okay. This could be bad. Is there something better I could draft here than the vestibule? Because the vestibule connects me up to the antechamber since I just opened that with the weight room. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. That leads to... is this going to be unlocked? Nope. Okay. So this is unlocked, though. Holy shit, the throne room. What the fuck? I mean, I gotta draft it, right? Holy shit. Is the music gonna change? Sanctum key! I got one of the sanctum keys. Okay, sweet. Holy shit. The sigil of Orinda Ares. Holy shit. Okay. So we're gonna open a sanctum tonight. Yeah, boy. Is there anything else I can do in here? Oh. Oh, and this gives you a... Sweet. Okay. I don't need any more fucking keys, because I just got a sanctum key. I wonder if it's going to let me go upwards this time. Now, here's the thing. It's only one room. Yeah, one door becomes locked. Okay. For a second, I was like, wait, if 3 doors become locked... Aww. Oh wait, that's not the way I wanted to go. This is the way I wanted to go. For those who've never seen Room 46, allow me to show you. Also, I'll take you. Because I'm going down to the basement this time. We got our crown. The former crown of Orinda Ares. Recently set with freshly cut sapphires. First time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. If you do, gain 1 gem and redraw floor plans. I don't think I opened either of the other doors, so I can't draft off the antechamber. Still can draft off the throne room and the rotunda if I have a key. But, let's see. What I can get off the rotunda, potentially. And also, at some point, I gotta eat. I think I can safely eat what's in the dining room now, since I didn't even have to worry about the weight room. If I can get the locksmith off the rotunda, then I can draft off these other rooms. Oh, I have an adjoining hallway there. Okay. See, this is another reason I love this game, is I set out to get the dead end trophy. I didn't get that. But I did get this throne room, and I got a sanctum key. So there's almost always something that you can do on any run. Except my last run where I just fizzled out because I couldn't get through security. Yeah. Okay. Let's eat because we want to go into a sanctum on a full stomach. Oh, that's right, the aquarium. See if we can get the aquarium off of the... I think the aquarium I could have drafted instead of the throne room, but I'm gonna fucking draft the throne room. Okay. Rotunda's... I'm gonna call it now. It's also locked. Yep. So it doesn't even matter. Okay. Let's... I didn't even, like, get any chests or anything. This is a weird run. I wonder if they were just like, oh, he's not getting any nice thing. We aren't giving him any nice things. Let's give him the throne room. Since I have the crown on my head, does that do anything special if I go back to the throne room? I'm going to do that really quick and see. Can I sit? King of Orinda Ares. Got the king chess piece there. I am a little frustrated that I ran out of keys so quickly. I've been pretty good about like maintaining good resources in more recent runs, but I think ever since I started trying to do this dead end thing, I've been less conscientious. Okay. It's 10 o'clock, 10:07. I should try and wrap this up soon, but first we got to go down to the sanctum and use this sanctum key. quicker to go out the garage rather than going down the foundation. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's not too big of a deal, but I never got the shovel, so it doesn't matter. Okay. But if I can do things in fewer steps, I usually try to. Where am I going? Dining. Ate that. Through the parlor, through the garage, into the room, into the shrine of the Silver Monkey. Now you may be wondering, but Ian, don't you have to go down the foundation and use the basement key to get to the sanctum? Ah, that'd be true. That is very true. That is one way to get to the sanctum. But there is another. Yeah, it's not that cool-ass elevator over there, unfortunately. Although you can kind of technically get through that way. No, it's a secret passage through the basement. So I don't need the basement key. I can even open this door from the side without using the basement key. Into the reservoir. Through another secret passage. Across the giant gear. And into the underpass. It's really nice that the trophy room has a lever to room 46 in it. Because otherwise you have to go all the way down here to open room 46. So this is the sanctum. This is some later game stuff if you don't want to be spoiled, but there is a symbol in front of each of these doors representing each of the countries in the fictional world that this game takes place in. And I've unlocked 6 of 8 doors, and I just got the 7th key. I think this is for... Is this for nuance? Or... I can't remember all the countries' names off the top of my head right now. This key will permanently open one door in the inner sanctum. Do you wish to use it on this door? Hold on, what clues do I have the most for? Kurt, if you're still watching, you'll find this funny. I've been using Lucid Chart to map out my red string map, essentially, for all the clues in this game. I have basically the same number of clues for both of those doors, so I may as well just keep going in order. Yeah, let's do Vera. I love that. I used it to map out my office down to the inch to scale when I was setting that up. Yeah, it is. Very useful. But yeah, so now that I've opened the sanctum, there is a sigil. And the sigil corresponds to again, what I said before, one of the countries in this fictional world. The sigil itself, like the symbol at the center, represents a country. The lines coming out from the center represent the form of transportation that country has. The symbols on the inner, like the inside of it, represent what sort of society that this country has. Like, do they have Are they academic? Are they military? Are they spiritual or mystical? And then the border represents the color of the country. So this country, as I've identified it, is the country of Vera. And its transportation. Actually, you know what? I will show you. I won't show my entire document so that people don't get too spoiled. But I will show you what I know about Vera and why. On the letters in the game that you get in the game, the envelopes, they have stamps, and that is where you can get a lot of clues about the different countries. This one says Vera Shores, and I know that the color is pink, basically based on process of elimination. There are only 8 colors that can be represented by the borders, and all of the other ones have been taken. I'm pretty sure Nuance, even though I haven't opened that room yet, I'm positive that its color is green based on its stamp and other stuff that I've discovered about Nuance. So Vera, its transportation is turtleback, as you can see in this fun little stamp. And its banner, as I've identified it, is pink. So I just need to figure out the weather and the society. Based on the stamp, my guess would be that the weather is either like nothing out of the ordinary or it's heat. Since they do seem to be like wearing safari type gear. And then society. So for a while I was hung up because I thought this stamp was associated with a different country, and I kept trying to input this stuff for that country. Yeah, maybe hot because it is tortoise. Yeah, that was the other thing. The type of rays going out of the center represent the type of weather. So let me scroll down and show you that this is getting into big spoilers, but anything in this game, it's like I could spoil one thing, but there are so many other things that you still have to figure out. But there's a book in the game that shows you what all this stuff represents, although it doesn't show you all of the country symbols. Yeah, so transportation, we have a turtleback travel country, 5 short rays that do not fully extend from the core. And we've got a pink border, and I'm gonna guess that the weather is heat, so they're wavy lines for the rays. And then for the society, I'm actually thinking maybe spiritual, an elevated reverence for nature, animals, and the forces that guide us. Because, like, I mean, if they're riding giant tortoises, I don't think that could mean the opposite, that they think animals are beneath them, but just based on their size, I feel like you would have to be reverential towards them for them to allow you to ride them. So I'm gonna say weather, let's say heat, and society spiritual. Let's see if those details provide us with the stuff we need to unlock the sigil in this room. So I gotta use this strange contraption. I'm trying to remember. There are some of these that change multiple things, so I gotta do these in certain orders. So that's one of them. That changes multiple as well. That's for the weather. That third one is for transportation, and the top one is independent. Okay, so I do the top and bottom last, I think. So first, let's get the transportation, which which is those 5 rays, not facing upward, but in this shape, I think it was. Yes. And then for weather, it's wavy lines for heat. And then for pink, on the border, it's going to be kind of like a square wave almost. Is it that? I think that's, yeah, that would be it. And then for spiritual society, it's this kind of mix. Okay. Yeah! Got it in one! I'm so good at this, you guys. And we've got our little display here, which I'm going to take a picture of, a screenshot. Mount Holly Estate, in care of Mrs. Babbage, Reddington, Fenaries, 63080. Despite my prejudice against Mother Nature, I own that I have deeply loved my time here at Vera. The memories of the youthful trip I took here with my brother have been relentless, and as I have gotten older, I find less and less occasion to recollect on such trivial pleasures. One thing I do remember vividly, which has not lost a single speck of charm, are the famous turtles. Each visitor of Vera, upon arriving, is lent one of these hard-shell friends for the duration of their stay, to serve as both steed, guide, and companion. I am still under the spell of island life, even if the weather here is much more severe than it was on Morajai. So, these postcards are important because you might have noticed that map on the wall in room 46. There is it says like 8 things for 8 realms or something like that. And it's got pins with numbers on them that you can put into the different countries on the map. And I believe, I haven't looked this up, this is one of the ones that I haven't looked up, just based on my own deduction. I believe that what you're supposed to figure out is what order Baron Sinclair, the guy who used to live here, who you have inherited the estate from, Herbert Sinclair. You're supposed to figure out, he traveled to all 8 countries, and you need to figure out what order he traveled to each of them in. And I almost wonder if you could figure that out now, since I have 7 of them open based on process elimination. I should probably, I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, but I could possibly figure out the order now that I have I have 7 of the postcards. I know that he starts in Orinda Aries and ends in Fen Aries, because technically they're the same place. That's a bit of deep lore that you won't have learned from just watching this stream. But it looks like he went here after Morajai. Cool. What I will attempt tonight is the Morajai box. Last thing I'll do tonight. So, Morajai boxes are another puzzle, and this game is just puzzles to the umpteenth power. If you like puzzles of a wide variety, this is the game for you. Morajai box, the variation. I get what they did there. While Morajai boxes were never as popular in Vera as in other realms, pink tiles were eventually introduced, based on the Veran people's devout respect of the sacred circle. When these tiles are pressed, all adjacent and diagonal tiles rotate around the pressed tile. Interesting. So what you're trying to do with these boxes is to light up these four corners with the color of the country, which in this case is pink. So you have to get pink tiles into each of the four corners, and if you can't do that, then it resets. So the pink tiles rotate tiles around them. Orange, I'm trying to remember what orange does. I think orange changes to a different color. I'm gonna look that up really quick because this is something that I've already discovered in the past. Okay, so orange, if most tiles are of a certain color, if most tiles surrounding the orange tile are of a certain color, the orange changes to that color. Okay, I think I see what I gotta do here. So first I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna, wait. Reset. I gotta figure out how to get an orange tile between the pink tiles. And these gray tiles don't do anything for me. So if I do this, and I do this, okay, then I do that. Okay, I'm figuring it out. Okay, so now if I do that, got another pink tile. Oh, but how do I, okay. Wait. Okay, so I've changed those all to pink. Now it's just a matter of rotating them where I need them. There we go. That one wasn't too bad. Some of the other ones I was so perplexed because they've got like the red tiles will turn black tiles to red, and then the black tiles will turn all the things around them to gray tiles, and then but the blue tiles will, it's just, whoo boy. Okay, that I think is where I will end this run. We got a 7th Sanctum key, which is not what I set out to do tonight, but holy crap, I'll take it. I don't have a planetarium, right? And I don't have any keys to open up those last few doors. So, to put a somewhat satisfying button on the end of this, I will end my day in the spare bedroom and rest there. Thanks again, everyone who stuck around and hung out and hopped in. As I'm going to the spare bedroom, I'll let you know of several things coming up. So this Wednesday, I will be streaming at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And I will be playing the next part of Silent Hill 4: The Room, which I started 2 weeks ago as a continuation of my Staying on Theme series, where last year I played through the Silent Hill 2 remake and talked about all the music in it, and finished that up. That finished my playthrough in October. So I was like, okay, what do I want to do in the new year? I want to keep doing like the music analysis stuff. Do I move on to a different series? Do I, oh, there might be keys in here that I could open up those locked doors with. I'm not going to keep you guys here that long. Or do I want to keep with the Silent Hill series and talk more about? Yeah, there's no more keys. So you all are saved me having to use up all the keys as a completionist. Um, but yeah, do I want to keep playing the Silent Hill games since I do love the music and have more to say about songs from the other games? And I decided to do that. I decided to play Silent Hill 4 The Room because obviously Silent Hill F just came out, and I would love to talk about the music for that more. But one, I would feel a little weird talking about the music not having a deeper background in Japanese music. Um, and two, they canceled the official release of the soundtrack. So I wouldn't have all of the track names to talk about. I wouldn't know who wrote what material because they had 4 different composers for the game. Actually, they had Akira Yamaoka doing the music for the Foggy World, essentially, and then they had I can't remember. I wish I could remember the names of the other artists, but they had another couple of artists writing the music for the Dark Shrine or Silent Hill F's version of the Other World, essentially. So for those reasons, and then on top of that, I just don't know that game as in and out as I did Silent Hill 2 or the other early Silent Hill games. So for all those reasons, I decided to start playing Silent Hill 4 The Room, which there are fewer music things for me to talk about, actually. But the ones that I do have to talk about, I have a lot to say about them. Like in the first episode, we talked about, I think, like 3 or 4 different pieces. Because the title screen has some interesting music. The opening scene has one of my favorite tracks from the soundtrack. And then the scene that we closed on also included one of the most iconic songs from the series, Room of Angel. And so this Wednesday, we're going to be starting up, having completed the subway world, and we'll be moving on to the forest world and all that entails, and all the new stuff happening with the apartment as well. Silent Hill 4 is an interesting game because it is kind of a spin-off of Silent Hill 2. It's not a direct sequel, but it picks up on Walter Sullivan, a kind of not even a character in the game, just referenced a couple times in the game. And they take that character, that just mere concept of a character, and build a whole game around him, and it's really fascinating. It's also got it takes place in an apartment building, and the superintendent of the apartment building is Frank Sunderland, James Sunderland's father, and so there are little references to that familial connection in the game. And it's also just a really, like, I've been describing it as like, it's like a crime drama crossed with Silent Hill. It's like a Criminal Minds episode that involves Silent Hill told through the eyes not of an FBI agent, but of a guy who just happened to move into the wrong apartment. And it's also one of the creepiest. It is possibly the most disturbing of the original 4. I think Silent Hill 3 has always been the scariest to me of like the original Team Silent games. Silent Hill 4 to me is the most disturbing just because of some of the imagery and concepts that they have. Have a good night. I'm not a mimic. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so if any of that sounds interesting, I'll be streaming Silent Hill 4 The Room at 7 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday, January 21st. Coming up in February, my band, Mosaic Mind, has a few shows coming up. We had our first show of the year this past Friday at Funkin' Waffles, and that went great. You can still watch the VOD on Twitch right now. I'm going to see if I can get the VOD, but might have trouble getting that. But February, where's my calendar? Thursday, February 5th, Mosaic Mind is going to be playing Al's Wine and Whiskey Lounge in downtown Syracuse. That'll be from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., so I know that isn't time that most people can go to, but if you're a late night person and you want to hear some rockin' original music and covers from everywhere from like the 70s to the 90s to early 2000s and today even, that'll be Thursday, February 5th. And then Friday, February 20th, we've got another show at Funkin' Waffles with the band Memo. We'll be opening for them. They're I believe a jam band from Brooklyn, or like one of the boroughs of New York City. And that'll be really fun because while our band isn't a jam band per se, there are a few songs that we do jam on, and it also kind of harkened back to when I was in a band called Lee Terrace that was very specifically a jam prog rock band. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to announce. Hopefully, I'll be getting the next episode of Cleo and Ian Catch Up, the podcast I started with my friend Cleo, who's also doing a Silent Hill 2 playthrough. Hopefully, I'll be able to get that up either this weekend or next weekend. January has been a nightmare for both Cleo and I in very different ways. Or not even necessarily a nightmare, but just very busy in some ways. That has made it difficult. And then we also had the holidays. So we've had these episodes recorded since like beginning of December, but between the holidays and then life, we haven't had as much time to like edit stuff. I'm also still looking for a job. If anyone hears of anything, I'm a writer, I'm a composer, I have quality assurance experience. Reach out to me somewhere. You can find all of my stuff at ian-doherty.com, which I think Moobot shot out fairly recently. One last time, I also just released a new single today. It's not your traditional pop single, but it is a single song release with a couple of B-sides, or a couple of different versions of the song. And you can find that over at ian-doherty.bandcamp.com, which I just put into the chat. And I hope you enjoy that. So yeah, Silent Hill 4 on Wednesday. More Mosaic Mind shows in February. Hopefully we will be announcing the release date of Mosaic Mind's first album very soon. That'll be very exciting. And thank you, Goofin, for hanging out as always. And to anyone watching either now or later on YouTube, take care.